you can't look to other people to support you for you to go do something. It's nice if you can get it, but like if you're saying you need to give me this so I can do this, they're not the problem. Your thinking is the problem.
Can you explain more of that?
It is, I'm not going to do this because I don't have support. My mom's not behind me. My dad's not behind me. This person is supporting me. My friends are making fun of me. So what I just did is I made these external factors the deciding factors of whether I do something or not. And then, you know, and we've all been there where we listen to other people, myself included, and then we are pissed. Why did I listen to this person? And then we're mad at them. We have to be mad at ourselves and be like, I chose to listen. And so I had to learn over time, don't listen. And you also know intuitively, if it feels like you need to go this way, then just go. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like if you fail, you fail. Mm-hmm. I'll share this story with you because as you were talking, I was thinking about when you were sharing all the ways in which you failed or you didn't feel right. Before I went to the NYPD, I actually took a test to be a probationary, not a police officer, to work as a probation officer. And I started leaning into law enforcement. I really wanted the job. It was going to be my first real job out of college. And I was like, so I get a date and time to go take the test. I go to Brooklyn. I won't forget it. I'm super nervous because I'm like, wow, this is like a real job. You know, I came from a labor background, my parents, you know. And so I show up to take this test. And I'm really, really nervous to take this test. And I'm taking the test, and they ask us a question. I had to write an essay, but I was so nervous. I had a hard time writing my essay. Time's up. I didn't do a good job. And I knew it. I'm like, I failed this thing. And sure enough, I failed it. Fast forward a couple of months, maybe weeks ahead. The woman who gave it to us, there was a woman who gave us the test, like the proctor. I go to a wedding, and I see her. Now, she's a probationary officer. And I see her at a wedding, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the woman that gave me the test. So I muster up my courage, because I felt shame because I failed it.
She failed you.
She failed me, but I failed myself, because I didn't do a good job on that test. So I go up to her, and I'm like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I took the test a couple of weeks ago. I didn't do very well. Hopefully, I'll get a second chance. But I just wanted to come over and say hello, despite feeling that shame. And I turn, you know, she shakes my hand. Mm-hmm. She gives me one of those. I turn around, I walk away. Now my mom, who's seated at a table across, my mom's like a very, I don't want to say naive, but like she's just not, she doesn't look for negative things. I go back and my mom says to me, come here. Who was that? And I said, oh, that was the woman who proctored the exam. She was the recruiter, the one that didn't do well. She's like, the moment you turned your back, she was laughing at you with her table and saying stuff about you. Why? And I remember, I was like, because I failed and I didn't do well on that test. And she's probably looking at like, who's this ditz who thinks she's going to go into this field, you know? So can that crush you? Sure, I'd be lying if I didn't say like I felt shame. But then there's also this other part of you that's just like onward, you know? And so from that, I became a Secret Service agent. So there you go.
I'm curious about this because I know there's a lot of givers in this room, people that want to give generously and have a lot of love in their hearts and just think everyone, well, maybe not in New York, but think everyone's positive. Growing up in Ohio, I was just like, oh, everyone's a good person. But then I moved to New York and I was like, oh, okay, it's a different vibe. Gotta get that thick skin up in here, but people are good. Yeah, I'm just teasing. But as a master of human behavior, human psychology, human nature, how do you think people can really understand if someone's being a giver and generous with trying to meet them or connect with them, whether it be intimately or career, business-wise, versus actually wanting to take something from that person? How can you tell if someone's really a giver when they connect with you or they really have a different agenda?
So this is where the naiveness comes in. We project onto others what we think they are because of what's in our heart. Mm-hmm. I'm a giver, so everybody is.
Yeah.
In my background in the U.S. Secret Service, I was a polygraph examiner and an interrogator. They sent me to become to do the lie detector test, and I would help the U.S. Secret Service and local police, and I'd also go overseas to interview people who did really, who committed crimes, right? The mistake we make is we think there's good and there's evil. Evil people do bad things. Good people do bad things. Good people take advantage. Good people will hurt you. And so the thing that I hear people, and the mistake is, but they're so nice. Oh, he's such a nice guy, or she's such a nice person, or, you know, I don't understand what happened. Don't do that.
Just don't do that.
Don't do that.
But can't you go on the, but then you have to always be on guard with everyone you meet?
You need to be aware. You need to have your brain on. You can't turn it off because you're like, oh, everyone's great, because it's not. There's a naiveness to it, and that's on you. Like, it just isn't. It's just the truth. And so when you live in that reality and you look at people, even if they're nice, a nice person can hurt you. A nice person can take advantage of you. Good people do these things. So I always tell people, look at the behavior. If that relationship becomes imbalanced, so if you become the giver, 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 they're taking, 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 you've helped create that imbalance. You also play a role in that.
Yes.
You also play a role in that. And if you keep giving because you're thinking, oh, I'll eventually get back, pause and stop. People show you. Pay attention. I always say, look at the behavior of the person. Don't label people. Label the behavior. Labels are for clothing. Label what they show you. They will show you. So if it becomes one way which you help to foster, and that's okay, correct it, and then pull back. You know, and even today, I'm always aware. It's not that I don't, you know, I don't want to believe in people. I do, but it's kind of like President Reagan used to say this: trust but verify.
So let's say you started some type of giving-taking relationship. It doesn't matter if it's intimate or career or whatever, but you meet someone and they're taking, you're giving. How can you start to make it shift so you can feel better without being a jerk or saying, you never give me anything in return, and feeling like they're supposed to give you something in return? How can you shift that energy?
It depends what you want. If it's that much of a taker, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, you can't change people. And people will see people and we're like, oh, they have the potential. It's not, do they have the potential? What could it be? What it was? It's like, what do you have now? You must live in truth. What is the reality? Not what you wish it to be, not what you want it to be, not what it was, not what they could be. And then at the same time, allow people to be what they are. This is what I have. What do I want to do with it? But we try so hard, I'm going to this, I'm going to shift, I'm going to do that, and then that's going to yield me this. You're 50% of the equation, but they're the other 50. And they've got their own brain, their own intuition, their own intentions, their own whatever's going on. And then we're going to come in and what? And a little bit like, how narcissistic of us is that, to think like, oh, I can do this. Let people be what they want to be. Now, if they want to shift and change to have a better relationship with you because you want to make that investment, make it. But some people don't. Leave them. And then now you have a choice. Do I keep you in my life? Okay. If I don't keep you, goodbye. If I do keep you, how much do I keep you, or how much do I interact with you so that I am also healthy? Right?
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.